Hello, Facebook. This is Stephen Thomas with Refine Realty, sitting here with my man, Michael Chapman, the astute home advisor. Coming to you today, I want to talk a little bit about the house buying process, some of the credit challenges that people are going through, and things of that nature. Mike, I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Michael Chapman. I'm the astute home advisor. I'm a part of Refine Realty, and we're just here on Free Game Friday. We want to bless y'all with some game. Let some people come on in and join this live before we get started on this Good Friday.
Yes.
How y'all feeling today?
So while we're waiting on people to join, tell me a little bit about your history, how long you've been into the game, things like that.
Okay, cool. So I've been in real estate business about 8 years now. 8 total from the investor side, 5 for the licensed real estate agent side. Came from the financial background and sales background, and we've just been going along, seeing success, and just looking to help as many people as we can. And that's where this manifested from, this beautiful relationship between Stephen and I. Just want to bring value.
Yeah, as we were talking, the biggest question that I always get when I'm talking to people about the home buying process is really, where do I start? What credit score do I need to have? What income? Can I change jobs? What happens? Those type of things. So what we're going to be doing each Friday is probably picking up a topic here or there, going over some of the things that we teach our clients here at Refine Realty, that take them from start to finish. So it doesn't matter if you have 700 credit score or down to a 480. I mean, we got tools and things that we do to help our clients do reach that financial goal, which is purchasing a home.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, wanted to start there. So tell me a little bit about what astute home advisors are doing right now.
Okay, so astute home advisor, that's my entity attached to Refine Realty, right? And what we see out here is the same thing that Stephen just said. Is clients come to us all the time with issues or concerns regarding their credit, right? Because they don't know that it doesn't take a 700 credit score or, truthfully, the 10-20% down that they hear all the time.
Correct.
And what I've done is I've leveraged the financial literacy world and the credit world and attached it to real estate, right? Because what we know is real estate is one of the fastest ways to build wealth, right? Fastest way to build wealth. You hear it all the time. You see it on your Facebook threads. You hear it on your radio when you're driving for all the seminars and stuff like that. So me being a person that loves to help people progress, I figured what better way to help the people that are in my circle and my clients gain wealth, right? So we added the credit repair side to it to make sure that nobody gets left behind, right?
All right. So tell me about what you're doing on the credit repair side.
So what we do basically is I take it in a 3-step process, right? Because most of the time you talk to a real estate agent and all you get is, oh, I can get you in the house. Oh, let me get you with my lender. And to be honest, that's what I used to do, right? And the thing that I've noticed is the clients or the prospects are always leery about getting their credit pulled because they know they have a credit issue or they are concerned that may pull their score down. So to add value, we use the credit repair or the credit monitoring or the credit education is really what it is. It's credit education and financial literacy. We added that piece to it. So when we have somebody that's looking to move forward in life, we take a whole look at their financial life, right? We look at their whole financial picture and we figure out the most astute way to put them on a fast track to get into home ownership or business ownership or what have you. What are you seeing?
The biggest thing that I see is people just are afraid to get started. They have a defeatist attitude before even reaching out to someone. They don't know all the tools and things that we have out there to help people get into a home. Doesn't matter where you start out. Credit is just the beginning of the game. So if your credit score is not up to par, there are multiple good established credit repair agencies out there. I know you do credit repair yourself. Right. I do credit repair as well. So you don't always have to go out there and pay a whole bunch of money to get your credit repaired. There's some simple things that you can do yourself, or if you're working with a professional like myself or Michael that can guide you through that process. Right. It doesn't take you 12 months to fix your credit.
And it doesn't take you $1,200.
Not at all.
$800.
No.
$150 per month, right? And I'm glad you brought that up. Let me speak on that, because I know that's another thing that stops us, especially us, when I say us, people that look like me, from getting on the right foot, the good foot to financial freedom, home ownership, options, wealth building, is because we work hard for our money, right? All of us go to work every day. I'm so sorry, my phone's going off. But we work hard every day for our money, and we don't want to pay something that we're not certain about, and we don't know what the end looks like. So Stephen and I, we have a system that we've created for you guys to make that easy, man, and very, very affordable, because people have credit issues because they have financial issues.
Right. And we can be on credit all day.
Yeah.
So just to speak in a little bit on the credit piece is, don't be afraid to get started. Don't be afraid to start addressing things on your credit, no matter how bad your credit is.
Right.
Okay. You always got to start somewhere. Okay.
What could they do?
There's simple things that you can do. There are simple letters that you can write. Now, there's some letters that work better than others.
Right.
But simple things that you can start with on your own is control your spending. The biggest hit to most people's credit is their credit utilization.
Right.
So not to get too technical and get too further in that, your credit utilization needs to be under 30% of your total credit card availability. So for simple math, $1,000 credit limit, you shouldn't carry no more than $300 total each month on that card. Anything over 30% becomes negative effect towards your credit. Anytime you get over 50%, you actually start losing points. Once you get over 80%, you start getting double dipped on the points that you lose. So a lot of times I get people that are 560, 580, they're right at the cusp of being able to apply for a home. We look at their credit situation, their cards are maxed out. We get a chance to get those down, get them under 30%. They're getting 20, 35, sometimes 40%, 40 points back just by getting their cards under that 30% bracket. So that's easy. You don't have to pay anybody any money to do that.
Right. That's
just being astute with your own money and getting yourself in a position to be able to purchase.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on from credit, right?
Yeah.
Because that'll be next Friday. Year long, right?
That'll be next Friday.
We talk about that all year long, right? Every day we can talk about credit. Let's talk about some of the things that we can do to increase our knowledge on what it takes to become homeowners and what it takes to become financially savvy.
Gotcha. So we're in the information age, so there's countless places that you can go to get information on where to start to buy a house, how to buy a house, do all those type of things. And again, that's good and dandy, but the biggest thing I always tell my clients is the beautiful part about what we do is, especially for our home buyers, we are absolutely free service to you.
Right.
Our fees are usually paid by the seller. So you as a buyer can get a professional that knows the law, that knows contracts, that can negotiate on your behalf and be a fiduciary for you for absolutely no cost to you.
Right.
No matter if you're buying a previously owned home or if you're building, buying a new build with D.R. Horton or whatever, we still can represent you, and there's no more money out of your pocket than you were if you're buying a secondary home. Or even if you are deciding to build your home from scratch, again, you still can use realtor representation from you without having to pay for it.
And on top of that, most people think they can go in at this on their own, right? And just like with the credit, I'm not going to toot that horn too long, but when you go at it on your own without a professional, it's like going to the doctor and they telling you you need to have surgery, but you don't. And I know y'all hear this all the time, something like that, and you don't. But then you go out and you try and do it yourself, and the situation becomes worse, right? And then you have to go back to the doctor and say, you know what, doc, I'm still sick. I've done this for the past 2 weeks, and not only am I not better, but my cough has gotten worse, right? And I see that when people go out and try and deal with for sale by owners or try and deal with new home communities by themselves, and they end up getting raked over the coal, right? Because they don't have the fiduciary coverage, the professional coverage, and they don't know what they're getting. They think when somebody gives them a little bit that's sufficient when you can have the whole cake, right? Just like last month, we had a family who bought a brand new home, and we got them $25,000 off the sales price. Like $25,000, that's a lot of money. That's a car, right? You probably can buy 2 cars for $25,000. But the deal is, because of our communication skills and our expertise in knowing what the market is doing, knowing what homes are appraising for in their community, knowing what not to pay for a house, and knowing that we go in and we have relationships with these people. Like, we actually have relationships with the builders. We actually have relationships with the contractors, with the inspection people. So when you go out and you get a house that appraises for under the value, you're not stuck, right? You're not stuck, and you can't just fork over the extra money or the difference, or you lose out on all your money because of the fact that you didn't know how to pull comps. You didn't know how to fight that. You didn't know how to combat that, or you didn't even know how to speak with the other agent on the other side to say, hey, this is the reason why we're not going to do what you're asking us to do, which is overpay for the house.
Or even in a situation that I have right now where we were buying a house that listed as buy as is, right? So that's basically the seller telling you that I'm not going to do any repairs. Well, after we went through the inspection process, we found out there were some deficiencies with the house, right? So in my case, this last week, we negotiated. I got my client an extra $5,000 at closing, which means that's $5,000 that they don't have to bring to the closing table.
Sock it to my pocket.
With a brand new roof. They agreed to give them a brand new roof that they're going to be starting on before we close, and redoing the entire AC unit, right?
Right.
That's a total of almost about $21,000.
Yeah.
That I just saved my client just because I was involved in the process. Now, they could have went out and got the same house on their own and not being represented by a realtor, but they don't know some of the things or some of their rights that they have at certain stages in the process.
Right.
So again, I can't emphasize enough the fact that using a real estate agent on the buying side of the transaction makes no sense not to have one at all. I don't care if you are, like I said, building from scratch or trying to purchase a second. It does you no benefit at all not to be represented, because again, you do not pay our fees. Our fees are paid by the seller,
fees
or the builder in that sense. So
yeah. Well, to close it out, I think you got another thing that we want to talk about is when people are looking for a real estate agent, what would you advise them to do? I mean, I know you and you're a broker, I'm an agent. What would you advise them to do when seeking out somebody like us?
Well, with anything, you want to at least talk to maybe 2 or 3.
Right.
You definitely want to have a goal in mind on what you're trying to do. A lot of times in our industry, you have people that are not full time.
Right.
Which is no problem with that. You still have some great agents that are part time. However, they don't have the full capacity to give you everything that they need because they have another obligation, maybe through a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or something like that. Right. So they don't have the opportunity to do everything that you want. So you have some agents that you will tell them, hey, I want a $150,000 home in the Lancaster area. They'll put together a quick list and send you a list every day, but they're not listening to the other things that you want, some of the non-negotiables that you want, and they're just sending you on a rabbit chase and not giving you exactly what you're looking for.
And I can add to that. Let me switch around. I'm controlling my Facebook Live at the same time so we all can build some good information for y'all. But not only that, when y'all come in searching for a real estate agent, man, you kind of gotta address the heart, right? Because some real estate agents do not care, right? Some of us, or some people in my profession, do not care. They are simply there to close the deal, and what is will be, right? And that's why Stephen said, interview, right? Interview the agents that you deal with. And that's the reason why I started in real estate, man, because I sit at the desk, man. I had plenty of clients come in sitting down at my desk, and some of you heard this story, sit down at my desk and cry because their loan didn't go through or they couldn't get approval, right? And I've just had this happen to me last week, man, because people are dealing with people who don't have your best interests in mind. They are looking at you as another number, right? Because they have 15, 20, 30 loans coming in or clients coming in because of what have you, right? They're just the go-to person, right? I love Sally because Sally works for ABC Realty. And ABC Realty is the biggest name in the universe of real estate, right? But when you sit down with them, you don't feel like they truly are caring about you or listening to what you need and are looking for what you're looking for and not listening, right? Because really, as your real estate agent, not only are we supposed to give you advice and our professional perspective, we also have to listen to you thoroughly to make sure that the type of property that you are looking for is even available. Or go ahead.
Hey, not to cut you off, also be real with you sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes your budget doesn't coincide with what you are trying to purchase. If your budget is no more than 150 or 200,000, some of those bells and whistles that you want inside your house, it just doesn't match up. I always tell people, or go kind of match homes with cars, right? So at a certain level, your Civic is all good. It has what you need in it. Right. But if you want those leather seats, seat warmers, Navi system, all that, you may have to upgrade into a luxury vehicle to get those types of things.
But not only that, though, the cool thing about it is real estate is real estate and real estate. And we live in Dallas, right? We live in a forever growing metroplex.
Top 5 hottest markets in
America. We are on fire. So I tell my clients, it's not about getting a house with everything in it today. Right. And
especially your first home.
Especially your first home. And I deal with a lot of families that look like me, right? And single moms, right? That's what I deal with a lot of. And I tell my people, get a home first that is structurally sound. Get a home first, because 2 to 3 years, which is how long it always takes to buy a house next year, I'll just wait till next year. It's how long it takes for you to get priced out of that market that you were supposed to be in. But not only that, that's the same time where you can sell that next house that you were going to get priced out of and get a larger property, a better property, or a different property in a different area and school zone that you're dealing with. Right? Because
now we're talking about wealth building.
That's where wealth building coming in. And that's where the financial literacy piece is from my perspective as a real estate agent, is I want you guys to understand that real estate is a vehicle to change your life's trajectory in 2 to 10 years, right? Quickly. And people say 10 years is not a long time. Not when you're making $20, $30, $15,000 extra every 2 to 3 years. You know, if you can make an extra $20,000 every other year, every 3 years, that could change your life, man. No student loans, no car payments, no private mortgage insurance on your last home. All that could be changed, right? All that credit could be at a 700, at an 800 club, right? You can do all that in a matter of 3 to 10 years, man. You can change your whole life trajectory, literally, just by being astute about home ownership and using your brain and your relationships with people like me and Steven. So that I'm off my soapbox. I love helping people.
All right. So I think we're gonna wrap up for today because we don't want to make these things too long. But going forward, every Friday we're gonna be using a topic or two regarding real estate and how we can help. Like I said, Free Game Friday.
But do this for us. Put in the comments what you would like to hear about, right? Because we don't want to just shoot from the hip every week. We want to give you content and information that you find valuable, right? That you find helpful to your family, and we can move your net worth north as opposed to south.
Any questions regarding real estate, financing, credit, budgeting, education, all those type of things. So that gives us more material to bring to you guys, because the whole reason why we're doing this is to help everybody build wealth and become more, educated on the process. Even if you already own a home, we would love to tell you some of the things that you can do when you have your
Absolutely.
home. Some, he touched on a little bit how you can use your home as a vehicle to get out of debt, or a vehicle to get you to your next better home, or even start investing if you like. But again,
your better best home.
Yeah. So
how can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at StephenJThomas.com. It has all my information, or Refine Realty. You can find both of us there. What about you?
You can find me on Facebook. No, so I'm on Facebook. Also, you can find me at AstuteHomeAdvisor.com.
Gotcha.
And also, you can find me at Michael at AstuteHomeAdvisor.com, which is my email. We're pretty good at responding.
Yeah.
And we're here full service, 7 days a week, selling real estate, changing lives.
So, again, Refine Realty, you can follow us on all social media platforms at Refine Realty DFW. A little bit about our company is we are a full brokerage firm. We have 2 locations, one here in the Dallas area. We also have a location in the Houston area as well.
Yes,
we have 7 agents in the Dallas area right now, and I believe we have about 8 agents in the Houston area, and we'll be coming to Austin fairly soon. So,
and also, if you are looking and interested in getting into real estate, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to us too, because we love helping people build wealth. And like we say, we're dealing with one of the many things, or one of the few things that can change your life fast, which is real estate. So if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, we can help you with your real estate business as well.
All right, guys, we'll holler at y'all next Friday, next Free Game Friday. Well, I don't think we picked the time yet, but it'll be sometime Friday. But we'll have more information and get a little bit better at, letting you guys know when
And being on time. Hey, we love y'all.
All right, be
Peace.
good.
Up a little bit. Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Matthew Johnson. I'm the student home advisor. I'm a part